In the heart of the Guilty Gear universe, between the pulse-pounding guitar solos and the sky-high combos, there is a man. A suave pirate whose swordsmanship is as legendary as his charm. Some see him as a rogue, a renegade, an outlaw. Others view him as a guardian, a protector of the vulnerable. But to the Jellyfish Pirates, he is a captain and as well as a father figure. Dashing and dangerous, known as Johnny, the charismatic leader of the High Seas Renegades, is not just a pirate. He is a force to be reckoned with. With his trusty blade and burning sense of justice, he sails through the turbulent events of Guilty Gear, rescuing the lost and confronting the powerful. With Guilty Gear's rich tapestry expanding, Johnny anchors his place in its legacy and will be the star of today's tale. So rock fans and Guilty Gear lore lovers, gear up, because today we dive deep into the chronicles, the adventures, and the allure of the one and only Johnny, the enigmatic captain, the natural-born gambler of the Jellyfish Pirates.
Just listen what's told, that is the word of the guy who was hated by the god of failure. Just listen what's told, that is the word of the guy who wallowed the heart without food.
Before diving into his adventures, let's touch on Johnny's roots first. Silver-haired and ever charismatic, Johnny wasn't always the swashbuckling leader of the Jellyfish Pirates. In fact, before we knew Johnny as the flamboyant captain of the Jellyfish Pirates, he was a 13-year-old boy scarred by the horrors of the Crusades, when a Gia took away his father, the only beam of love in his life. The young Johnny built walls around his heart, fearing the pain of losing another loved one. But even in that fortress of solitude, compassion grew, inspired by his father's warmth and his newfound purpose to become a protector of orphans. However, Johnny is not a magician like Asuka or makes a pact with shadow demons like Zato-wan, nor he is a gear like Soul Bad Guy. Johnny acquired and mastered his skill with the sword under Hirofumi Uncho, a technique called Iaido that relies on opponents' movements and counters. And relying on his skills, as the Robin Hood of the Guilty Gear universe, Johnny's noble escapes began when he formed the Jellyfish Pirates, taking in war orphans and particularly girls and raising them as his own. Among those he rescued was also May, yanking her from the maws of a brutal battlefield. Johnny's exploits quickly made him a legend, both revered and wanted in every corner of the globe. He also formed friendships in very unlikely places like with Zeps Gabriel and the enigmatic Kum Hae-hyun. His resilience and innate charm, along with his all-female crew, the Jellyfish Pirates, bring out one of the most vibrant aspects of Guilty Gear universe. The original Guilty Gear was like the first note in a rock opera, setting the stage for what was to come. Johnny's role was rather limited in the first Guilty Gear title. He was not a playable character but appeared in May's ending. Do you guys remember May, the energetic girl with the anchor? Her story intertwined with Johnny's from the get-go. May, as an orphan like many of the Jellyfish Pirates, was taken in by Johnny, and he played a guardian role to her. Even from this minor appearance, Johnny's protective and fatherly instincts shone through. And I believe it's also a powerful hint at his deeper role in the overarching story. May's fierce determination in the fights she faced was propelled by her desire to find her beloved captain, Johnny. Even as a non-playable character, his presence was influential, acting as a guiding light for May and, by extension, teasing players about the greater lore awaiting them. In year 2180, Johnny was behind the bars with a long sentence loomed ahead. And as May heard of a tournament with a wish-granting prize, she heads out to save her beloved captain. And yet a twist awaited as justice, the mighty Gear broke free during the very finals. With quite an impeccable timing, or perhaps ladylike smiling, Johnny broke out to save May from startling revelation about her origins. With his trademark charm, of course. With both Justice and Testament defeated, Johnny and May head back to their airship for another adventure. When Johnny finally burst onto the scene in Guilty Gear X, fans were treated to a treasure trove of personality. His fighting style was fluid, combining traditional Japanese iaido with a pirate captain's brashness. But more than his fighting, the narrative around Johnny deepened as well. His encounters with characters from Jem Crodberry to even the main figure of Guilty Gear, Soul Bad Guy. We learn about Johnny's connection and influence to the world of Guilty Gear, especially his involvement with Dizzy, the daughter of Justice. Johnny's journey was not just about combat, but also a quest for understanding and ensuring May's safety. Each interaction gave us glimpses into Johnny's ethos, a suave pirate with a heart of gold, ready to cross swords with anyone for his crew. One of the most interesting things that I realized while playing Guilty Gear X was to see that Johnny being able to keep up with Soul Bad Guy. And as I mentioned before, it's best to keep in mind that Johnny does not have any supernatural powers, nor have affinity with magic, nor even a gear origin. And during the events of Guilty Gear X, the Jellyfish Pirates plotted surprises and gifts for their leader, as they want to celebrate Johnny's birthday. Yet, amidst this festive atmosphere, May harbored dreams of gifting Johnny something more personal from her heart. Their journey took an unexpected turn upon hearing of a gear with an eye-popping bounty of 500,000 world dollars. Ever the protector of the Forsaken, Johnny, with fire in his eyes, vowed to uncover this mystery, but not without assuring his crew of the potential riches in store. And Johnny, during his pursuit of this bounty, encounters Dizzy, the daughter of Justice, who is hunted by many. Sensing about the danger that would harm Dizzy, Johnny brings her aboard the Mayship, making her a member of his crew. However, during another arcade ending, a battle-distracted Johnny discovers that Dizzy, in a twist of fate, was the birthday surprise his crew had orchestrated. And actually, Dizzy's recruit to Jellyfish Pirates is indeed a canonical event. However, Johnny and his crew's involvement with Dizzy takes a darker turn with appearance of Eno and Guilty Gear XX. Several weeks on, an unforeseen tempest arises. As Eno brazenly thrusts Dizzy overboard the Mayship just before the enigmatic Testament, the organizer of the tournament from the first Guilty Gear game and Dizzy's guardian, materializes uninvited on the Mayship. Two diverging tales unravel due to players' performance against the fight against Testament during the story mode. If Johnny defeats Testament in around 20 seconds, driven by valor and duty, Johnny embarks on a quest to save Dizzy, while encountering figures of Guilty Gear universe like Baiken, Bridget, and even Eddie. As he triumphs over Eno, he tenderly carries an injured Dizzy back to the haven of the Mayship. Yet, in the alternative narrative, Testament, having confronted Eno before Johnny could intervene, harbors doubts about Dizzy's association with the Jellyfish Pirates, while another revelation emerges about the Japanese being targeted, leaving Johnny in a poignant standoff with Kai Kisk amidst an impending skirmish with a battalion of Robo-Kais. Knowing that May is also one of the last remaining Japanese of Guilty Gear universe, Johnny is haunted by a weighty question. Is it the time to unravel the truth of May's heritage to her? The narrative weaves forward with Johnny in pursuit of the elusive post-war administration bureau, yet shadows of doubt cloud his thoughts. The haunting question of whether to reveal May's true lineage. Sensing the void in Dizzy's heart for Testament, Johnny ventures to the grove to bridge the chasm between the two as well, and from here, Johnny either delves deeper into mysteries surrounding the Japanese, informed by Baiken or Anji Mito, leading to a daring raid on the post-war administration bureau facility. There, he confronts the sinister Crow, the leader of the organization. As May learns of her origins from Crow's own lips, leading her to question her place among the crew. Johnny, being ever the protector and father figure for May, reaffirms his unwavering vow to shield her from any peril. As the revelation shatters May's world, she vanishes, yearning for clarity. With the crew's fervent search underway, Johnny, with a heavy heart, silently prays for the safe return of his beloved crewmate. As a final side note to Johnny's story mode of Guilty Gear XX, it also marks the fated encounter of Kai Kisk and Dizzy as well. After these events, Dizzy went to live with Kai Kisk to find her answers and to learn to control her powers. Parted amicably with the jellyfish crew. Though that's a story for another video when I will talk about either Kai Kisk, Dizzy or Sin Kisk, their son. In the year of 2187, a shadow falls to Mayship 2, as May besieged by harrowing migraines. Trusting Johnny onto a quest to seek Faust, as Johnny is pleased to find resonance in Faust's heart to cure May. However, as destiny would have it, upon Johnny's return, he is learned about disappearance of May, being swayed by Gunmetal Valentine's haunting words as she brands her kin as the scourge of the realm. And with that, Johnny and the crew begin a desperate search for May, and thanks to Chip Zaneth, they find May, who is afraid of infecting the jellyfish pirates. As Faust makes his timely entry with a creative elixir, the scene is shattered by the arrival of the enigmatic Batman, who, with his arcane might, plans to stop them. Chip's valorous stand allows Johnny to make a tactical retreat, bearing the unconscious Faust to safety. As the war against the Conclave continues, Johnny and his crew also intervene in the Illyrian ambush on the Cradle near the Black Sea, as Johnny assists Leo Whitefang in his battle with Batman, forming a kind of a temporary alliance with Leo Whitefang here. With the aid of many, although the Cradle's defense is destroyed, the Conclave escapes with justice to start another crusade. After the Conclave's attempt on reviving justice, in order to investigate the disturbance at the colony, Johnny arranges to rendezvous there with his old friends Kum Hae-hyun and Faust. And from here on this point, both Johnny's Guilty Gear Xrd arcade story and his purpose in the story mode takes more supportive narrative. Upon arrival at the colony, Johnny and May accidentally encounter Leo Whitefang, who reluctantly wants to arrest them, even though Johnny helped him during the attack on the Conclave. Leo simply implies that he can't turn a blind eye to Johnny, since it would be quite annoying to write a report about it. However, Kum Hae-hyun intervenes and requests Leo to let them go. Privately, Johnny calls Faust and Hae-hyun in a heartfelt moment away from prying eyes. Johnny confides his fears to Hae-hyun and their bond is strengthened in a tender meeting.
できても病そのものを治すことはできん。変調の元凶を特定できれば、その調律を乱して症状を抑えることはできるがな。
やはり先生の見識が必要か。そろそろ現れてもいいはずだが。
これだけ役人がいるのだ。ひょうひょうと姿を現すわけにもいくまい。通信で構わんから連絡を取ってくれ。ことによっては猶予のない事態かもしれん。
大ごとになってきたな。まさか元老院の起こした事件はまだ終わってないのか。
Later into the story mode of Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator, in order to move to Ariel's location as soon as possible, the US President Colin Vernon personally meets with Johnny at his garage, as they have no time left to prevent the resurrection of justice. Vernon here guarantees that Johnny will have immunity, and so Johnny presents to him the airship that would take them to the location of justice. And once they obtain Ariel's coordinates in the North Atlantic, Johnny and April pilot the airship with Soul Bad Guy, Kai Kisk, Sin Kisk and Jekko as passengers to stop both Ariel's and the resurrection of justice.
よかったな。ゴールは間違ってなかったってことだ。ちょっと揺れるがシートは汚してくれない。
And as the first character of the third season pass, Johnny joins the roster as the natural-born gambler with a new gameplay style that offers the gameplay of Johnny we know since Guilty Gear X, and as well as a new card mechanic, providing new juggling combos and zoning abilities to Johnny. However, our charming captain does not have any role in Guilty Gear Strive's main story, and his arcade story revolves around him trying to recruit the secret agent Giovanna to Jellyfish Pirates. As Johnny is still working hard to help cure more victims of the disease of the Japanese people that may also suffer during Guilty Gear Xrd. However, here Johnny's flirt with Gio does not end well for him. Even someone like Gio, who is desperately looking for someone to wed, rejects Johnny. Until May accuses Johnny of cheating on her, concluding Johnny's journey in Guilty Gear universe for now. However, with his gameplay style, Johnny, I think, still reigns supreme, owning both the neutral and offensive domains. His iconic Mistfinder stance is legendary, and though he lacks a traditional sprint, he boasts a character-specific dash during his Mistfinder stance, both to close or to create a gap between his rivals. And although Johnny has a coin mechanic until Guilty Gear Strive that increases the potency of his Mistfinder, the cards that he throws in Guilty Gear Strive can deal additional damage and juggles his opponents when they are hit with Mistfinder. And as a fun fact, as being one of the strongest characters of Guilty Gear universe, the dark, enigmatic attire of Johnny may echo the legacy of the iconic Johnny Cash, the illustrious Man in Black. His musical essence resounds in his theme Liquor Bar and Drunkard, bearing riffs that are reminiscent of Jimi Hendrix' Foxy Lady. And with a katana in hand and a crew at his back, Johnny navigates the series not just as a skilled swordsman but as a symbol of leadership and determination. As you see in the world of Guilty Gear, where hair is impossibly spiky and music gets the adrenaline pumping, Johnny, I think, stands out as a beacon of style and charisma with his slicked back golden hair, flashy trench coat, and unmatched swagger. He's the kind of a guy you would want leading your pirate crew. He is probably the guy you should at least give it a try and see for yourselves. And as always, thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter or join my Discord channel if you enjoy my content. Or support me through Patreon or YouTube, I will be indeed grateful. More will soon to come, so stay tuned.
The world of the guy who was hated by